You're listening to The Manning Report with your host, James David Manning. The news behind the headlines.
I want to give some reports here on some developments that I have come up with, and I want you to consider something. I want to call this the Spur Brigade is what I want to call this segment of teaching, or at least commentary or monologue that I'm going to do today. As you know, Tribulation Trump was able to avoid going to fight in Vietnam because his father was able to get a local doctor, podiatrist doctor, to give Trump a deferment, stating that he had a bone spur, and that if you got a bone spur, then you can't walk, you really cannot do military activities, so you are disqualified, and Trump was given a deferment. The word is out now, according to Pete Buttigieg, mayor of South Bend, Indiana, and presidential candidate, 37-year-old LGBT person, says that it was a disgrace that Trump avoid the draft, that he was a draft dodger, that he avoided the draft when my friend Joe Torre was killed in Vietnam. Trump didn't want to go to Vietnam and fight, so he got his rich father to contact the doctor out in Queens and to write him a deferment. I think we had a photo of that little old storefront office of Foot Care. A little storefront office that looked like something that belonged in the ghetto. And this guy wrote a prescription, or wrote a statement to the military stating that Trump had a bone spur, and therefore he was not inducted or drafted into the U.S. military service. We all know Trump ain't got no bone spur. He may have a bone head, but he ain't got no bone spur. But I'm calling this segment the Bone Spur Brigade because Trump is a draft dodger. He is not one that would go to fight for our nation. But I want to just share something. I was listening over the weekend where it said that Trump was getting ready to board Air Force One and fly off to Japan. Saturday morning, while we were having worship, Trump was watching a sumo wrestler, big fat guys with little tight things wrapped around their bodies, big old fat guys wrestling. Looks like some sort of big old roly-poly bears with no skin on them, no hair on them rather. Anyway, Trump went to one of those events. And so I'm saying to myself, now, what, look at Trump over there with this old fat guy. I'm saying to myself, what is Trump doing over there on Memorial Day weekend? Do you know what Memorial Day is? Well, I'll tell you. Memorial Day is one day in America where Americans all pause to remember the men and women who paid the ultimate price for our safety by dying for our nation. Memorial Day. And we memorialize them. We go off to the grave sites all over America, and we plant flowers, and we memorialize our soldiers that have died in battle. And every year, every president, no matter who he is or what his stripes are, stands there at the National Arlington Cemetery and gives a speech and plants a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier. Trump has never done that, and he didn't do it this year. I mean, every president plants a wreath at in Arlington Cemetery of the unknown soldier. We have a big memorial ceremony. The tomb, the guards that marched around the tomb and everything. It's a beautiful. Why is it that Trump's over yonder in Japan watching a sumo wrestling event while all America is memorializing our soldiers? He ran away again. Last year he didn't do it. And then when it was over there in France a year or so ago, and rather than going to Normandy, he said, I don't want to go out there to that where a lot of our soldiers died on Omaha Beach and Normandy on D-Day. Thousands upon thousands upon thousands are buried on French soil. And Trump didn't go there because he said, well, it's raining. I don't want to get out there in the rain, get my pompadour wet, his hair, you know what I mean? So what is it with this guy? And what? So I've called this the Spur Brigade because I'm looking at this now. I said, okay, enough is enough. What is it with these rednecks? What is it with these haters? What is it with these Japheth, that is white people? What is it with them that keep supporting this piece of dung called Trump? I mean, what is it with you say, all right. You say, all right, it's the Democrats. They are wicked. Hillary is a crook, and Bill is a crook, and you got the deep state, and all of that, and that they are spying against Trump, and the FBI's against. Okay, you can say all of that. It ain't true, but I'll give it to you. You say it ain't true, I'll give it to you. But what is true is that Hillary Clinton didn't make Trump go to Japan and miss the most precious ceremony of honor to our soldiers. He's standing there, some old fat guy with a little pair of women's panties on, purple too, by the way. Ain't got nobody. Look at he's flattened behind like an ironing board. What is he got a great big old stomach? Ain't got no butt. Look at that. What was that mathematics? All right, scratch that. Forget about it. I said that. Scratch that. You flatten the back as an ironing board. Anyway. Supposed to have something back there. Anyway, what is Trump standing over there with a naked Japanese? Trump is standing there with a naked Japanese while the rest of America are down at Arlington National Cemetery at the tomb of the unknown soldier. And here's this boy over there grinning like a Cheshire cat with a naked man in front of him. So Hillary Clinton didn't make Trump do that. Maxine Waters didn't make Trump. Gerald Nadler, the Democrats, or the so-called deep state, they didn't make Trump run away to Japan and stand over there with a naked man. They didn't make Trump stand there with a naked man when everybody else was standing with the soldiers and the unknown soldiers and all of those that have paid the ultimate price to defend our nation. Trump didn't stand with them. He stood with the naked man over there in Japan. What's up with that? Listen, the deep state didn't make that boy that. The boy's state of psychological degeneracy. That's why he went to Japan. Because he don't care nothing about no American soldiers. So how long y'all gonna do this? How long y'all gonna do this? America is honoring her dead. This fat boy, this orange-haired orangutan is standing over there with a naked man and a little pair of purple silk panties on. How long y'all gonna let this go on? I mean, how long? How long? I'll tell you why he went over there. He went over there because he knows that his place is not with the soldiers, because Trump is no hero. Trump is a coward, and we all know it. And everybody that supports him, all those senators, Lindsey Grahams of the world, all them Mitch McConnells of the world, and, all them people that in the Congress and Senate that supporting Trump, it is a crying shame before God. And the reason why they support Trump, all these white boys, the reason why they support him is because they want to keep their job. They don't care nothing about America either. Hell, they ain't got no business going to Arlington National Cemetery. They're worried about, they know if they come out there, like Congressman Amash up there in Michigan, and begin to tell the truth on Trump, they know they're going to lose their jobs. They know that. And so they'd rather have their jobs and suck up to Trump. They have no integrity whatsoever. This is a bit of a news blog we do, looking at spiritual wickedness in high places for the most part, making some observations about it and giving people a biblical foundation to the way of interpreting, rather than have Sean Hannity or Laura Ingraham or Janine Pirro or Anderson Cooper or Rachel Maddow or Don Lemon, Rush Limbaugh interpret what's going on in the world. You come to me and I'll tell you based on what the Word of God says. They'll just give you their worldly, sinful view. But the Manning Report will tell you what God has said, whether to say yea or nay, whether to go or to stay. You'll be led by the word of Almighty God. Come to the Manning Report on a daily basis to interpret the spiritual wickedness in high places, because there's plenty of it that's going on. And so I'm the Lord's servant, James David Righteous Rebel Manning, and I'm here to serve you with news and information.